Hello guys, it's Darksigner here from the German Duel Masters channel. Welcome back to another video. So today I got the IC20 match for third place for you guys. This was previously live recorded with live commentary, but I rewatched the film and yeah, I couldn't give you that unedited video because the match was just too long. We have Mo at the top of your screen playing Waste Strikers and X-Boom at the bottom of your screen playing Fire Nature Rush, and the matches took way too long. Like they shouldn't have dragged that long. Like either Mo should have attacked always like turns earlier, or X-Boom should have scooped just for the sake of all the guys watching, because like there was technically no way for him to come back, but still he wouldn't concede, so basically just wasting time. So I'm speeding up the video, and so you don't have to like endure 30 minutes of rush gameplay. I think that's just not fair for the viewers. No attack on both of these players. They are very good players. I can understand both sides, because like Mo didn't want to like foolishly prematurely attack, because I think he's not really that comfortable with the matchup. It was his first IDC, so he probably hasn't encountered too many matches against Fire Nature Rush yet. So he wanted to play it super safe, and X-Boom, I can also understand his actions, because it's a match for third place, it is for qualifying points, and yeah, of course you don't want to scoop. Like your opponent can, like, in theory, make a huge misplay at any point that can suddenly give you the game, but in my opinion those weren't the cases, and he should have just scooped. But in theory the mindset is right, that you in like an elimination game you don't give up. Like you can do it in Swiss rounds where you have a time limit and you need to save time. There you should scoop early, but I can understand in an elimination game not scooping. But this game 1 is not part of the problem, because I think X-Boom just rushed through Mo's shields too fast here, and I don't see Mo coming back with only 4 mana facing 2 attackers. He can't play Asura plus another Waste Striker, so he won't get a blocker on board. So unless the last shield is a trigger, X-Boom will take game 1 very swiftly here. But yeah, what I was talking about was in games 2 and 3, those drag way too long. Yeah, spoiler alert, we are going to game 3. You don't know yet who's going to win, but at least you know you have to endure 2 more matches, or enjoy 2 more matches. But at least if you enjoy this matchup, you can see it in a bit sped up version, not like the original speed. And yeah, this is game 1. X-Boom takes it. Nothing more could do. And yeah, players should set up now for game 2. Mo probably going first. You don't want to let Rush go first, or to be honest, in Duel Masters you never want to go second with any deck. You always want to go first. There's like no debate in my opinion. Yeah, X-Boom have, like, we can talk about his deck a bit more. He has some interesting choices in the Copper Locust, which is blizzard proof, which is kind of nice, because like the meta isn't really Evo centric. You don't have many decks playing any evolutions, so his downside doesn't occur too often, and you have a very good 5k beater. I mean, I think that's like a card you could consider in the tech slots, where most people play like Torkoon, which doesn't do too much most of the time, except for being a green mana, so Copolycus could be the same. Definitely worth considering if you want something more mass removal proof than like Gonta, which like Gonta is already like burst shot and searing proof, but if you want to hedge against the Blizzard as well, you can try out the Copolycus. And speaking of interesting choices, Mo also plays something that isn't standard in Waste Strikers, which is Palaolysis, because he wants to get his Waste Strikers out of fire mass removal range. But in my opinion, I think it's not worth the inclusion, because on the turn you want to play it, you'd rather just play another Waste Striker instead. But yeah, in the Rush matchup, it comes up as just being a blocker that's live with only like by itself or another creature. Asura needs like 2 other creatures to be live. So in this matchup, it's quite good. But yeah, in general, I don't think the positive outweigh the negative of not being able to play a Waste Striker on curve. And here the Copolycus doesn't do too much, because next turn if Mo just plays any Waste Striker, Sapian can kill it. And at this point, like, Mo has stabilized his board so much with the Merlee and the Palaolysis and now the Sapien, that he's just going to win here, because Rush doesn't have an answer to Bazalok, and Sapien Tark is Bazalok for 3 mana. So yeah, he goes in. I think Mo will probably let this go through. I don't think you have to chump block here. Maybe he blocks because he could be afraid that X-Boom top decks a Comet Missile or Volcanic Arrows, but yeah, I agree that you take the extra card here. Best case would be if he can play 2 Waste Strikers, or like one that can remove a body, like, yeah, the Hazaria is a nice one. Now Sapien can kill one of the Copolycus, and yeah, at this point you're Bazalocked. In my opinion, he should scoop at this point. So that would be a nice swift game. Like, he can just chump block 1 attack, and next turn Sapien will kill the Copolycus, and if Mo has a Jagila, yeah, it's over. Like, not even chump block, yeah, Merlee boosts Palaolysis, so Pala is at 3-5, so Magnus gets killed and Pala stays on board, so yeah, he doesn't even need Jagila to deal with Magnus. He could just block it like he did. And yeah, Mo needs to put his Palaolysis back, and this is where my initial frustration came in the live commentary. Like, from this point on, I think, like, in real time it was like 5 minutes where X-Boom doesn't scoop, even though he should, because there's no possible way of coming back from this Bazalok, because Sapien is 7k, so you can't even Volcanic it. You need to Volcanic Merlee first, and then, like, you need to top deck multiple Volcanic Arrows, and at that point you lose so many shields that the Waste Striker player should attack for game theoretically. And I hope this 1.5 speed, I think, at least puts it down to like 2 to 3 minutes, and you guys don't get annoyed while watching. Yeah, so let's see what Mo's next move here is. Charging the wrong mana, asking to take it back, and rightfully so. Here I'm on X-Boom's side, shouldn't let him take it back. Like, it's top 4, it's match for third place at this point. If you do misplace, then it happens, it sucks, but you have to stick with what you played. And yeah, here you see why I got frustrated. Like, he even doesn't try to win, like doesn't hold the Magnus but crashes it like without any sense into his opponent's blockers. Like yeah, there's no will to win from Xboom here. Not even like holding the Magnuses. Like what does he think, that Mo doesn't block at all? Yeah, I think that's kinda useless, and yeah, he should have scooped a long time ago, and now Mo even plays too many creatures. He could have attacked already. Like, there's no out in rush shields that can win this game. Like, Volcanic Arrow doesn't do anything anymore. So yeah, he has enough attackers to go for game. And finally he decides to go in. Even though I was afraid he waits another turn because he dropped 2 more creatures. But finally Mo ends the misery, and we can go to game 3. Game 3, Xboom will start, which is of course a very big advantage for Fire Nature Rush. But missing the 1-drop, that's what Mo wants to see. That can help. Of course, Mo still needs the 2-drop, like he needs Merlee in best case, because that can actually kill 1k creatures. But even Turnip would be fine, any 2-drop, so he can contest Xboom's board. And Xboom needs like a hand that didn't completely brick. Like missing 1-drop, yeah, that's very bad, but hopefully for him he has like a better follow-up turn 2 here. Xboom thinking about what to charge. Oh, he plays the Rickabu Screwdriver as well. That's a choice I can't get behind. I think that's just wrong. Like Copper Locust is nice in the green flag spots, but Rickabu Screwdriver is just the wrong card in the deck. You play 4 Volcanic Arrows, that's the best removal because it can kill counter attackers and blockers. And then if you're still worried about blockers, you go with the Comet Missiles because they immediately kill the creature, costs only 1 mana, and doesn't waste a turn. And Rickabu can't even attack when he uses its ability. Like, his only upside is repeatability, but you don't get to repeat the effect often with Fire Nature Rush because the games are over in like a span of 5 turns. So yeah, Screwdriver is not it. It's a cool card. It's a rare out of DM6, but definitely not the choice to play, guys. I think you go with Comet Missile over it instead. And if you play Missile, Volcanic Arrows, and Screwdriver, I think you're doing a bit too much because blockers aren't like that plentiful, except if you play like against Hydro Hurricane, but against any other deck, most decks play like 2 to 4 blockers at max. So yeah, no need for too much blocker hate in your decks. And yeah, with the speed attacker, Xboom can possibly go for game, but the Soul Swap will stop him. Let's see if Mo decides to swap something from Xboom, or if he's like brave enough to get rid of his fire mana and play out the Goliath which will kill a creature, or he will just swap out the Emerly, so Azra as a blocker is live. But yeah, he gets rid of the fire mana, and I agree, because that way you get rid of one creature, not the Quixotic though, it's at 7k. But you can get rid of Gonta, and Azra can block the Ricabu, so only the Quixotic attack will go through. Yeah, that's not possible. Mo thinking it's at 4k, but X-Boom played Ricabu this turn, so it got to 4k already, and now it's X-Boom's turn, so turn player priority says that Quixotic's ability will resolve before Goliath will resolve, so Quixotic's already at 7k when Goliath resolves. And here he blocks, yeah, that's okay, and now it's the decision of X-Boom, does he want to trade with Azra because it's at 7k to get Mo down to 2 Waste Strikers, which he does, or go for more shields, but yeah, they should both die. Now X-Boom making the misplay, sort of, not really misplay, but thinking that Quixotic survives. Now all just depends on if Mo has more Waste Strikers, but with 3 cards in hand he should have one, and then he can like crash the Goliath into it, or okay, he has the Hazaria, so that clears it. And I think at this point we're already again like in the live commentary I called it Killstein waiting room because if Mo finds like a Sapien, it's 100% game over, and if he finds Killstein, yeah, it's also 100% game over. So now at this point X-Boom should scoop, but I think in real time it takes another like 5 minutes until he scoops, so this speeding up definitely should make this video a bit more enjoyable. And yeah, Mo I think just doesn't attack here, even though it's the same situation as in game 2 where he went for game and won. He has 4 attackers, can clear 3 shields with 3 of them and then attack for game. With 3 double breakers he can clear our shields and then attack for game. And like this is the first misplay, just passing back the turn even though he had game on board. We can maybe count together how many turns he passes without actually finishing the game, even though he like had game already. And now yeah, this I thought was a bit disrespectful. Like I gave Mo a warning earlier that he didn't tap correctly, and then like the chat says that he didn't tap even though he made like only 1 play, so he doesn't follow it up with anything. So like we all know he has the mana to do the 1 play. So yeah, of course it's not legal, right? But I think he didn't like really intentionally cheat on there, and also he has game. Like the one that's wasting time here is X-Boom by not scooping, and Mo finally goes in. So after just 1 turn of not attacking for game, he finally decides to go for it and ends this match. So congrats for Mo to getting 3rd place, and I hope even if this match, even with sped up gameplay took quite a while, I hope you guys still could enjoy this a bit. And with that, see you guys at the next